guys, it's your girl Chef Joya, and welcome back to Vegan on a Budget with Compare Foods. And we are celebrating Mother's Day all month long. Today I have my mom, Chef Zakia, with me, and we're gonna cook one of her most iconic recipes that have been passed through our family, and that's my mama's biscuits. So let's go ahead and get started. So this recipe is actually in my cookbook, Brunching with Chef Joya, but I think y'all should see it how my mama actually does this recipe. So I'm gonna actually let her just go ahead and do it. I know we said we, but she gonna do it, and then I'm gonna do a little special topping just to elevate it even more. So go ahead, Mom.
All right, then. So you know, one of the things, or the most important thing in terms of making biscuits, right, is not to handle the dough too much. Oftentimes people are, you know, patting and shaking and rolling pin and things like that, and I don't do that. That makes for tough biscuits. The other thing is to make sure that you have a high quality flour. And the other thing that's really important is make sure you have ice cold butter. Use a non-dairy milk, all right? But I want to make it, you know, buttermilk. And so how do you do that? You just add a little vinegar to it, apple cider vinegar. You can sit a few minutes and begin to quote unquote curdle while we get the rest of our ingredients together.
Now this is how she measures. She measures with spoons. She don't actually measure.
And yes, I do eyeball it, and yeah, that's about a cup of flour.
But don't even pay attention to the cook, but just do what she doing. Just watch her spoonfuls, because this is how it works. It works out better this way.
Right, so it's like a heaping, you know, spoonful.
So she got three big heapings of self-rising flour.
And then we add our ice cold butter, and yeah, as Joya said, like everything else, it's just gonna be eyeballed, so it's about that much.
Right, it's not that much. A lot of you all may not have a pastry blender sitting in your home, so I don't want you to think you can't do this recipe if you don't have it. So you can use a large fork, something with a lot of space between it, and still incorporate your butter into the flour.
So if you look at it now, you see that the butter is kind of like in large, kind of chips, that kind of thing. And so what I'm doing as I'm blending this is that I'm just adding a little bit more flour at a time till it gets to be the texture that I want it to have. So you see it's pebbly.
Yep.
I just did that, it feels good.
So we're gonna go ahead and use some agave nectar.
Yep.
And we just pour.
Yep. Okay.
Pour or not?
That's good.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so now it's time for our buttermilk.
Buttermilk?
Okay. And before we add the
so we should do
buttermilk,
vanilla.
let's add a little vanilla.
Okay. How do you know how much milk to add?
Till the dough starts holding.
So just add it slowly, right? Okay.
Add it slowly.
Now, what if somebody puts too much milk in here? Can they go back and add flour?
Add more flour.
Okay.
Yep. So even with that little bit of liquid, you know, it's gathering.
Okay.
Okay. So this is ready.
Oh, so it's ready. All right, so I'm gonna get this out the way. So do we need to go ahead and add some flour to the base so it doesn't stick?
Nope.
Oh.
What we do is we add the flour to our fork. Bean counter is better and easier to work on. We put the flour down. This is what keeps the flour from sticking. Keep my hands nice and floured. All right. And what I'm going to do is just kind of move this around. You notice how I'm handling this?
Yeah, really gently.
Yeah, you're not beating it, you're not mashing it, you're not tossing it. It's not pizza dough, you know, but you handle it really gently, and that allows you to have a softer, flaker biscuit. And as I'm patting it down, I'm also looking at what size it is, you know, and because it's going to rise, you know, but how tall do I want my biscuit to be?
Okay.
You know, and usually my measurement is like a thumb.
Okay.
So when you look here on the side, you see a
So you want it to be the width of your thumb?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm grabbing a pan that actually has some parchment paper on it. I like parchment paper because it makes cleanup so much easier. So we're gonna grab that.
But what you want to do with your biscuits is you want as many sides as can to touch each other, and that way they're softer. So you get a little crispy on the outside, but it's all softer on the inside.
Right. So we're gonna put this in the oven on 400 degrees for about, what, 11 minutes?
Yeah.
About 11 minutes. We can start off at 11 minutes and then we'll see if it's done. If not, we'll put it in there and check it like every minute or two.
Right, and you put it on top rack.
Well, yes, put it on the top rack. I always put everything on the bottom, but it's her biscuits. Put everything on the top rack so that they do not burn. Right? I thought you just gave me the look.
I didn't give you a look, I'm looking at the biscuits.
Okay, on the top rack. All right, so we're gonna make this super easy and delicious topping. This is my praline pecan glaze for the biscuits. And you're just gonna start off with some brown sugar over medium-high heat. All right, And then we're gonna just whisk some of that down because we want the sugar to melt pretty fast, but we do not want it to burn, so you wanna constantly stir. And then when you do stop stirring, make sure you keep an eye out on it, okay? Getting ready to put some butter in it because you see it's starting to liquefy right now, so I'm gonna put a little bit of vegan butter in here shortly just to help it mix around a little bit, because then we're gonna have to actually put some whisking power in it. If you have a flat whisk, that'll be great, but if you don't, you can just use any whisk that you have. Now you see how it's starting to caramelize. So I'm gonna take a little bit of coconut cream. And this is unsweetened coconut cream, and you wanna make sure you use that because trust me, with all that brown sugar in it, it's plenty of sweetness. And I like to do the coconut cream instead of the milk because it's so much thicker, all right? So we're gonna get that all whisked in here. All right, so this is almost all the way incorporated. We got almost any little pebbles out, all right? It's best if you don't have any pebbles in there, but if you can work them out, work them out. If not, just go ahead and remove them. And you do want to keep this going over medium-high heat so it can start to cook and cool fast, all right? So next I'm gonna add a little bit of vanilla. And another thing that you can do to give it even more of a nice kick, you can go ahead and add a pinch of cayenne, like literally a pinch of cayenne, or even a little bit of salt. Matter of fact, can you grab me a little bit of salt right there so we can make it a little bit salted, all right? Like a little salted, just a little bit. Just a little bit of kosher salt. You can use sea salt as well. But a pinch of cayenne actually just elevates it to a totally different level. And the longer this sits, the thicker it gets. So this is almost done. I'm kind of getting like a thick, like corn syrupy texture. And then I'm gonna remove it from heat, put it to the side, then it's gonna thicken up some more. And I know you may be asking like, hey chef, what about the praline? What about the pecans? Don't worry, we're gonna add that to it as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove these from heat. They are completely done. So this is gonna cool for about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and dress our biscuits. So I got these yummy biscuits buttered. Put some more vegan butter on here, and they're super soft and delicious. Look how good and fluffy they are. Like, look, perfect. Like, these are like melt in your mouth biscuits, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and plate these. We're gonna take our praline sauce. Now, it's two different ways you can do it. You can take some of your pecans and put them in the sauce, or you can just put the sauce on it as I'm getting ready to do, and then actually add the pecans to the top of it. So we're gonna just drizzle a little bit. Ooh. I'm gonna go ahead and add some of our crushed pecans to it. Ooh. So there you have it, our homemade, my mama's praline pecan biscuits. All right, wanna go ahead and give it a try?
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and try these out. You try one too, mama?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Yeah. Ooh, look at that one, nice ooey gooey. Ooey gooey. All right, I don't even do sweet. Nah, I can't even talk right because the praline. No, oh my God.
Oh, this is good. You're gonna stick your fingers.
Mm-hmm. But it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be absolutely. Ooh, that butter coming through. Oh, you did it?
This is good.
This is great. This is amazing.
Does it say stuff I put in?
Yep, so your whole kneecap. This recipe is absolutely delicious, and I really hope you all try this out. Make sure you subscribe to Compare Foods and Vegan on a Budget, and I'll see you next time. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and I'll see you next time on Vegan on a Budget with Compare Foods. I'm Chef Joya, this is Chef Mama Zakia, and we out. Ciao.